So I've always wanted to do this because I love watching those ranking videos, especially from Monster High, and I decided I'd take a crack at it. I'm only covering those G1 characters who got dolls, and I'm not covering those cursed centaur figures. But without further ado, let's get started. In 71st place, we have Hoodooed Voodoo, which, while I love his character, I'm not a huge fan of his design. It's always been a little lackluster. I wish that the patches were different colors at least, and they really would have gave him an outfit of some kind. But otherwise, he's just kind of boring. Next, we have Jackson Jackal, and yeah, I do have a normie bias because I'm just never impressed by him. Especially his doll when compared to the actual character design. Like, his character design looks kind of interesting, but then the doll is not executed properly in any way. Barely squeaking by, we have Halt Hyde, Jackson's alter ego. And while he's a little more interesting in his design, his character's kind of annoying to me, honestly. And overall, I'm just not impressed with his design. We already had Heath first with his fire hair, and then we got Holt with his fire hair, which it doesn't even make sense. I understand they were trying to go for a more monster look, but I feel like they could have went about it a different way. Now, Perry and Pearl, I love the concept of a child of the Hydra having more than one head, especially with the way they executed it. I love that they both have different colored hair and you can tell them apart, even though they share the same body. But overall, I wish they'd done a little more somehow. I'm not sure what, but something was missing from it. Now, honestly, Garrett only made it this far because his gargoyle design was not bad and certainly impressive in some ways. But overall, he's still kind of boring. A lot of the boys tend to be boring, but I still like them a lot. So, Gil mostly made it to this spot mostly because of his helmet. I like the design, as well as the little waves on his jacket. I also like his little fin hawk that he has going on. But his sandals with his pants really bothers me, and I wish they didn't do that. Valentine is relying heavily on his artwork to do a lot of the heavy lifting because his doll is kind of mid, in my opinion. But I like his design in general. I like the black with the pink ends. It reminds me a lot of Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Now, Alyssa Bat, she's this far down mostly because I'm just not a fan of vampires, firstly. And secondly, the black and purple design I feel is a bit overdone somehow. But she's still cute, regardless. Now, Luna here, I love her Mothman inspired look. This was when Monster High was in their bug era with characters like Widona as well. I think she's an awesome design, but her character is a little annoying, and her doll, I feel like it could have been better executed. Now, Batsy Claro was part of the exchange students, I believe, and while I think her design's pretty cute, I'm just not a fan of it per se. I do like the inspiration behind it, the white vampire bat. I think that's a very cool concept. But otherwise, we've already got an environmentalist character. Kürtzy here, I feel like if Monster High had done more than a cursory glance about trolls in Norse mythology, or just Northern mythology in general, they would have gotten a better picture of how she was supposed to look because the horned hat and the whole gamer girl aesthetic, I feel like they just didn't know what to do with her mythological wise or monster wise, so they just went with that. Now, when it comes to slow mo here, I just wish that his artwork was more inspired because it's just kind of boring, especially for a boy. But his doll kind of improves on it a little bit, but I still find it kind of boring. Mostly he ranks as high because he's a zombie, and I'm just a sucker for zombies. Now, Astra Nova, she only ranks as high because overall her character design is cute, but her doll is kind of lackluster, and I'm just not a fan of aliens. So, LED, she runs into a lot of the same problems that Astra Nova runs into. Mostly that I think she's cute, but otherwise, I'm not a fan of robots. So, now don't get me wrong, Kiyomi is adorable. She really is. But I'm just not impressed, and I think she's the least interesting of most of the ghost characters we have seen. Avea, I think, is actually really cool. I love her concept, which I feel like I've said a lot lately, but she's really cool. The whole harpy centaur thing she has going on for her, as well as her horse girl getup, I think is really cute. And I just wish we got to see more of her instead of just a one off, one time thing. Mercedes here, I love her design, like cartoon wise, but I'm not a fan of her doll design. There's just something about the shoulder pads and the skirt that I'm just not vibing with. Bonita here is what I imagine more when one thinks of the word Mothman, because something about Luna was just not giving, but I like Bonita's design way more. Posea, however you say her name. I like what's going on with her. I guess you can call it a tail, and her hair is really pretty. I wasn't a fan of a lot of the later additions to Monster High though. Now I know I just said I'm not a fan of the later additions to Monster High, but Gilda I've always been a fan of ever since she started appearing like as a backgrounder, and I'm glad she was added later on. I do like that a lot of the kids are just children of Greek mythological creatures. Issy Dawn Dancer, I saw the vision, but from what I've heard, from what I can tell, it wasn't executed to the best of their ability. And I'd honestly like to see them take another stab at it with more enlightened point of views. Lorna here is an adorable addition to Monster High, and she fits in so perfectly. I like the way they characterized her as somebody who loves photobombing, because that's just a natural way to go with a Loch Ness monster. If Catty Noir didn't have the whole black cat thing going for her as well as the pink hair, I feel like she just would have gotten lost in the sea of werecats that just appear on this show. But she kind of does get blended in with the background, at least the G1 version does. Vandala here has a really cool pirate design. I love the prosthetic leg that she has going on. I think she's a really cool and standout ghost. And she's one of my more favorite characters from the whole Haunted series. Kala here has a really memorable design. I love the colors in her hair. I love the tentacles going on with her. But outfit wise, she doesn't really have much going on. And it's a little boring. Amanita has a lot going on for her to be such a standout for a plant monster. I do like that she's the daughter of the corpse flower monster, because the corpse flower is such an interesting flower. It smells like a dead body from nearly a mile away. I'm a sucker for green and pink, so Marisol over here, she really won me over almost immediately. And I like that she's the daughter of the South American Bigfoot. Specifically, she is from Peru, and something I noticed was the hat she's wearing. What's funny is that typically a green or brown hat like that, made from sheep's wool, indicates that a woman is of Andean heritage. That's so fascinating. Now, out of the three ghoul friends of Rochelle, Rebecca, and Venus, Rochelle is kind of my least favorite. I do like that she's a stone gargoyle, don't get me wrong, and I like the pink and blue in her hair, and I think that she was executed very well as a doll and in her cartoon form. But overall, she's just not my favorite out of the three. I'm a big fan of Heath. I've always liked him since he was first introduced. Like, I like that he's annoying. I like that he's always trying to be a ladies' man, even though he fails miserably. He's just such a fail wife. I love it. Scara, or 60s chick as she was known for quite a while, is such a simple yet classic design. So refined. And I like that she's a daughter of the Banshee. I think that's really cool. And the psychic powers they gave her were something. I know a lot of people like Wisp, but I don't really like her that much. Like, don't get me wrong, she's pretty and she's a nice counterpart to Gigi, but she's still kind of boring to me. Now, my man Porter here, I love his design. I think it's adorable. I think it's creative. I love the chains on his pants, well, his shorts. I love his hair. I think the green is a nice touch. Everything about him is just so cool. Iris here is just adorable. I love the eye motif that she has going on. I love her one big eye. I like her makeup. While simple, it's adorable on her. Serena Von Boo here. She is an adorable, creative design. Her makeup's so pretty. I like the pearl motif going on with her. I like that she's a fusion of a ghost and a mermaid, and the way they executed it was so perfect. Out of the two Werecat twins, I think Meowlity here is less inspired than her sister, even though they're almost exactly the same. I just feel like the white is kind of while the black hair on her sister's way better. Persephone, on the other hand, I just love the black in her hair. I feel like it works way better for her, and she's just more cuter, in my opinion, in that way. Again, they're both the same, just in different flavors. I've never liked Gigi. There's just something about the yellow and pink for her that just I've never really vibed with. I think that they could have designed her a little better. I feel that she can be a little exotification sometimes of Middle Eastern and North African culture. So I feel like if they ever do want to revisit her design, I'd like to see her in like a hijab or something. Something that speaks more to the actual culture that exists there. I had such a crush on Invisibility when I was younger. It's just something about the skater boy look that is just still to this day kind of wins my heart if I do say so myself. So he's pretty up there. Of the main ghouls, I have never once cared for Laguna. I have never really been impressed by any of her looks, and her original look is just kind of a mixed bag. It's good in some aspects, but mostly it's just kind of why did they do that? Finn here, I love his wheelchair design. It's so fire. And then I also love his Daredevil thing he has going on. Something about the way they design him always made me blush when I was younger because why did they make him so muscly and gave him such a chiseled features? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me being gay. Toralei wins out as one of the best werecats in my opinion. I just like her design a lot, and the orange really works well for her. I like her little face marking she has going on. I think her hair is really cute, especially in that bob she has. She works well as an antagonist. Manny being so high up on this list is just further evidence of how gay I am because his design is so simple, but at the same time, I was a gay teenager and now I am a gay adult. I'm not blind. Claudia has always been so pretty in my aesthetic. I like the little outfit she has going on. It's so mature, refined, yet it's so regal looking, especially with the skirt she has. I like her shoes, and I think her hair works really well for her. Rebecca here, I love that she's a robot, even though I hate robots. I feel like it works really well for her. Her copper skin, her blue and black hair. I love her little cagey skirt, and her rocket boots are amazing. I love that she comes with a penguin because penguins are my favorite animal. Nephra here has always been one of my favorite big siblings. I like how mean she could be. I like how her and her sister are constantly bickering. That is real sibling banter going on right there. I love the Nile blue color they chose for her hair, and I think it goes well as a opposite or parallel to Cleo's design. Spectra is such a cool character. I like that she's a ghost. She is Bochinchera Central. I like that she is a gossip because that makes her more interesting. Not all characters need to be pure and good. Sometimes they could be a little problematic as a treat. Casta here is my favorite ghoul. Like, she is the ghoul. I love that she's the daughter of Cersei. I love Greek mythology. I will never complain about them incorporating that into Monster High. I love the purple and orange going on with her. Her green skin, it's giving Wicked Witch of the West. She just has it all going on for her. Now, I know that Jane is problematic, being a whole daughter of the witch doctor and stuff and how that was handled, but I feel like they could have did a better job at it. I feel like it's something that, with the right people behind the helm, they could actually execute very well. And I think she's really pretty. Katrin, I think she's cool. I think she's really sweet. I like the purple or lavender that they have going on for her. I like the French inspired look. I think it really works for her. And I like that she's an artist. I think that lends itself well to being French and all. While she may have been the only Monster High character we got that was an adult, she absolutely killed it. I love her look. It is simple, sleek, and elegant. As well as being a daughter of the Headless Horseman and her name being Headless Headmistress Bloodgood, it just flows off the tongue beautifully. You've heard me say it before, but I love me a skater boy.
and Deuce Gorgon embodies that perfectly. I love his sleeveless little jacket he has. I love his Vans, his chain on his pants. I love that he's a son of Medusa because while the other ghouls are daughters of male figures, he is a son of a female figure. And Medusa was a perfect choice. She's just a classic monster. Widona is so pretty. I love the six arms she has. I love her black skin with her red hair and her eyes. Oh man, she just has it all going on. I love her little alternate look she has going on too. She's such an interesting ghoul. And her being a daughter of Arachne, another Greek mythological figure, won me over easily. Claude's design, while in the show itself was a little boring, I do like the way they designed him. They made him look like a very handsome monster, honestly, especially for a younger me to think. He also has a really cool drawn design. I like the boots that they gave him, and I feel like it's executed well in his doll form too. Cleo is a really pretty doll and character. I love the mummy wrap bandages as her outfit. I love the blue lacy top that she has. I think her hair is really pretty. Although I'm not a fan of the tinsel. I've never been a fan of tinsel. So on the doll itself, it's kind of annoying. And another thing that's always bothered me is that her and like two other main ghouls have purple eyeshadow. What is with the purple eyeshadow? Now I know Operetta gets a lot of flack, but she is so pretty. The way they designed her hair, I don't even know how to describe it. It's literally indescribable. It's so nice. And I like the red and purple. I think that goes well together. I know not everybody's a fan of it. And I like that they made her rockabilly. I think that was such an ingenious move to make, especially because of like the area they decided to set her up in. Jennifer here, oh, she's slayed. Like, absolutely. I'm not the only one who's a fan of her. Her golden scale skin, her green and black hair. The only thing I do wish is that they made her more of an actual Chinese dragon instead of the whole fire breathing Western dragon. Now, there's some controversy surrounding Howleen, mainly because of her redesign. They went from short, orange, curly, kinky hair to this long, awful pink hair, honestly. I think it worked way better when it was short and this little orange little faux Hulk that she had. It was so cute and it really gave her her own personality that made her feel like an actual sibling trying to stay out of the shadow of her older siblings. I'm sure nobody's surprised to see Draculaura so high in a ranking video. She is a fan favorite for a reason, and it is because she is so cute, she's adorable, her outfit is so good. I like the pink and black pigtails that she has, and I like her darker makeup. I feel like it always worked well, and she's always just been an actually interesting character to follow. Claudine beats out Draculaura for me though, even though she has the whole purple eyeshadow thing like a lot of the other ghouls in the main lineup, I will always pick Fur. I just love Fur as a design. I love her tall boots with the straps, and I like her purple and gold going on. I think it really works well for her. Honey Swamp, oh Honey Swamp, I wish there was more room in the top 10 for you because you are amazing. I love the ripped skirt she has. The blue really works well for her. She's easily one of my favorite water monsters that we have. I love her poofy hair. It's so pretty. And I wish that she got more dolls because she really deserved it, or at least we got more dolls with textured hair because we can see from the results that Mattel can do it and they can do it well when they actually apply themselves. Viperine Gorgon, daughter of Steno, Medusa's sister, which I'm glad they remember that Medusa had a sister. I love her pink snakes. I think it's really cute and pretty. I think it's such a fun design. I love her pink boots. I can never get tired of boots. I love me a good boot. Now for the top 10. In number 10 spot, we have Nathan Rott. I know a lot of you do not like his look. A lot of you do not like the concept of him. But for me, I love it. I eat it up. If we could have children of corpse flower monsters, then we could have children of unicorns. I don't care. And I also think that the rainbow look he has going on, while not a complete rainbow, looks nice. I love the primary colors that he has mixed with the black. I think it looks really cool. I love his boots. I really love his boots. And I love that he has long hair and a ponytail because, hello, part horse. For number 9, we have Venus McFlytrap. Obviously, she is an obvious choice. I love pink and green together. I like that she's a plant monster. Her shoes are so cute. I love the vines that wrap around her. And I like that she's a little environmentalist. I think that's cute. I wish she got to do more in the show or the movies because she really doesn't do much. Number 8 spot goes to Frankie, the main ghoul, the it ghoul, if I may say so myself. I like that she's a child of Frankenstein's monster. I like the stitches on her. Her mint green skin has always been and will always be one of my favorite things. Her black and white hair goes nicely with it. I love her neck bolts. And she's always just been a fun character to follow. I like that she's clumsy and still learning things because aren't we all just clumsy and learning things? Guliope is obviously number 7 because she is such a cool design from her doll to her artwork and her personality. I just love it all. I remember having a doll of her for a long time. Well, not me, my sister had her, but I used to play with her often because she's just so big. And I love that she's a daughter of the goo monster. That is so cool. Ghoulia Yelps, my favorite of the main ghouls. Her blue hair is so pretty. I think her outfit is killer. I love her boots because obviously I love a good boot. And I love that she's the daughter of the zombies because my favorite monster are zombies. And the way that they made her design was so cool because she's a genius, but she's just slow because she's a zombie. And of course, she's a genius because she eats brains. I know on doll Twitter lately, there's been some slanderous rumors about how C.A. Cupid was never a good doll or never a good character design, but I've always liked her design. I think it's so adorable. I'm a fan of pink. I eat pink up every time, and it works well with her with the black and white. I feel like it really makes her look monstery, but also makes her look cute. And I like that she's a bone elemental, according to some stories. Esquelita Calaveras, fellow Latino. I love her black and orange hair. Her papel picado skirt is adorable, even though they use that motif way too often for her. And I think she's amazing. There's some problematic and controversial stuff tied to her because of ED Twitter and those who suffer with ED idealizing her body type and a lot of other Monster High characters, sadly, but there's only so much that can be done. I like that now that with Generation 3, we're seeing different body types to help combat those ideas. River Styx, aside from having a really cool name, has just a really cool design. I love her staff. I think it's really pretty. Her colors work well for her. I love her black hood that she has. And I think her outfit and overall look just work well for her. She's really sweet. In second place, we have Twyla Boogeyman, even though she doesn't go by her surname that often. She's such a cute design. Her cartoon, especially, is really cute. Her voice is melodic and beautiful. And I wish we got to see a Spanish relative, maybe a child of El Cuco. That would have been interesting and cool, but we only get so much from Monster High. Finally, in first place, we have Abby Abominable. She is peak Monster High design. I love how tall she is in the show. I love she's always surrounded by snow. And as I've said before, I eat up a fur look, and Abby eats it down. Like the white trim fur, the white uh, shoe covers, I guess you should call them, and she has a little baby woolly mammoth as her pet. It's so cute. And her personality is so good. Like, she doesn't understand a lot of social cues because she's just from another culture, so the cultural differences really show up. And her accent is so pretty. I like the new Abby a lot. G3 really stepped up, and I'm glad that she's still there. Please feel free to give this video a like. Share in the comments your top goals if you want. I'd like to see what you guys have to say. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Catch you all in the next one.